Here is the Igloohome Smart Padlock 2. And in this video, I'm going to first talk about the padlock itself, the actual hardware. And after that, I'm going to show you the app and all the functions that you can do in the app. So first of all, I'm going to give the actual hardware of the padlock a 10 out of 10. This thing is a tank. It's been outside for an entire year and it pretty much looks like it just came out of the box. I live 1 block from the ocean and pretty much everything rusts and gets mineral deposits and gets destroyed. But this looks so good. I mean, I'm almost in shock at how good this looks. So whatever they did to treat it, they're doing a good job. And I can't even tell you how heavy this is. I mean, this is a really, really nice, solid piece of hardware and a really good deterrent. So I have an Airbnb and I keep this on the storage unit for guests to store their luggage outside. Now, I'm going to just show you what it looks like when you put in your PIN code. Okay, and then unlock. There it goes. The green lights flash. Now, the one thing is that it is a little stiff, and I usually have to use both hands to open the lock up. So it's not one of those, at least mine isn't one that just kind of falls and drops open. You actually do have to pull it apart. There's a lot of different options. You can turn the sounds off if you want. I have the auto lock function, so when I do close it, it locks automatically. Also, it's hard to see this on camera because it's daylight, but the numbers do light up, which is really nice. On the bottom here is the charging port. The battery lasts forever. I only had to charge it once all year. And of course it comes with the cable. And in here's the little port. Haven't had any issues with, the port getting dirty, wet, anything like that. It's still looking good. Now I'm going to get into the Igloohome app and talk to you a little bit about all the capabilities. Right in front here, you're going to see every lock that you have and also all your homes. So I only have one home, Janice Home, but you can add others. If you have vacation homes or you have locks at, relatives or family members' homes, you can add those homes and manage the homes. You can also add and pair new locks and devices. So any Igloohome device, it doesn't have to be this specific lock, you can add it. It's kind of nice, you can give it a name. So for me, I named it storage cabinet because that's what it's used for. It's used to lock up the storage for my Airbnb guests so that they can lock up their luggage. Now here at the bottom, we can go to Igloo Connect. This is a service I haven't used. I can't speak to whether it's good or not good, but you can connect to Airbnb and a lot of other apps and websites. You can obviously change your profile. Here I've added my Apple Watch. So my Apple Watch is actually paired with the device, so I can lock and unlock the padlock with my Apple Watch. Okay, let's go back to home. And then I'm going to click on my storage cabinet just to show you what I see. So right there, it shows me the battery percent, but that was at the time it was last synced, which was a year ago. I don't sync it very often. So I don't know what the battery percent is now. I will say that I've only charged it once. It has a very good battery that lasts forever. Here at the bottom, you can see 2 buttons, lock and unlock. At the top, there's an access here. This is a rundown of all of my current pins. So they all have a name. I'm not going to click into them because then you'll see what the pins are. But you can click into those. They'll show you the pin. It also says the type of pin it is. This screen is the log. So it shows every day and time that the padlock was opened. But again, keep in mind that it needs to be paired with the lock itself, which means you need to be within Bluetooth range for that to work. And unfortunately, the Bluetooth range, this is a limitation, is really, really short, and that would be my one criticism, is you have to be right in front of the padlock to get into range for it to work. The other option is you could get the bridge accessory. This is another piece of hardware that basically communicates with the Bluetooth in the padlock. And so then you could be, of course, anywhere in the world with Wi-Fi and have all the capabilities that you would standing right in front of the padlock. Now, keep in mind that this bridge accessory has to be really, really close to the padlock because, again, the Bluetooth is not very good, and that's my main criticism of this padlock. Now we're going to go into settings. Here you have tons of settings. Auto unlock, auto lock. I have auto lock on, so when a guest or myself closes the lock, I don't need to do anything. It just locks automatically. Volume, link devices. Okay, the last thing I want to show you is probably the main thing most of you are going to be doing, which is creating access. So here you can choose to do a PIN code or a Bluetooth key where guests can unlock with the app. So I don't do the Bluetooth key, I just only give out PIN codes. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So at the top, you would give it a name. So let's say cleaner. So if you have a cleaner that needs to get in. Next, you have two options. You can create an algo PIN, which randomly generates a 7 to 9 digit code. The benefit of this is you do not need to be in Bluetooth range to get that. So you could be anywhere in the world and not need that bridge device that I talked about before. You don't need that in order to use algo PIN. So you can generate a 7 to 9 digit PIN anywhere in the world. Or if you want just a 4-digit PIN, you can do that within Bluetooth range, which again is very short. You need to literally be within a few feet of the padlock to create a 4-digit PIN. Then you have the choice of, is the PIN code, can it only be used once? Or perhaps it's weekly, where it's the same day and time every week. I do duration quite frequently because, again, I use it for Airbnb guests. So if they're only there one day, I set the duration. Another limitation of this app is that I found the durations are not very precise. So I have to leave a lot of buffer. So let's say I want the duration to last till noon on Wednesday. Again, I'm going to leave a lot of buffer. So I might leave it till 8 p.m. Wednesday just to make sure, that the guests can get in and out. I don't know if that's an issue with syncing with the internal clock. I don't know if others have this issue, but this is just an issue that I've had. And the last one is permanent access, which means you can create a code that will always work all the time unless you delete it. And then with all of these, you can change, the dates, times, and so forth. And then you would click create access. I'm not going to do that, but once you do, your new access code would show up on this screen. Okay, so that's a good little overview of the app. I would give the app a great rating. The thing I don't like is the Bluetooth, but that's not necessarily a failure of the app. Now you're probably wondering, do I recommend this lock with all the pluses and all the minuses? My final thoughts is yes, I do recommend it. It has a few flaws like I discussed in the video, but overall it is a great product. I'm very happy with it. It held up through every season. It held up through every guest. It's kind of amazing. I have a guest here almost every night of the year and it never failed once. So I'm happy with it. It does what I need it to do, and I have no problem recommending it to others.